and not faint. We would use for a topic on this morning, it would be, who can I turn to? Who can I turn to? You may be seated in the presence of God. Who can I turn to? Not going to be long, Grace. Who can I turn to? As we begin to start out this year of 2019, oftentimes we've already, just in the 6th day of the year of 2019, found ourselves asking the question that some of us asked in the year of 2018. Lord, here we are, a new year, wondering when, wondering where, wondering how, wondering why. Lord, here I am in the midst of this 2019 year. Only 6 days in, will I continue to ask the same old question? All right. Lord, did you mean for me to raise these kids by myself? Lord, do you mean for me to stay on this job? And every time I get a raise, it is an embarrassment because it's between the range of 38 cents and 50 cents. Lord, I'm just questioning myself, trying to figure out which way it is that you would have me to go in this year of 2019. All right. As a matter of fact, somebody in this house on this morning, right now, 6 days into the new year, going through a situation in the midst of a season, 6 days in, where it seems as if there is no hope. It seems as if 6 days in to the new year of 2019, already it seems like we're running out of connections. It seems, Pastor, 6 days in to the new year that there is no one that I can think of that I will be able to turn to. But I come to serve good notice to somebody in this house on this morning, 6 days into the new year of 2019. There's a scripture that says, but let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. In other words, 6 days into this new year of 2019, somebody needs to serve notice on the devil and all of your haters and all of your enemies. I've come too far. I've come too far to turn back now. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor there's no looking back. I've come too far to turn back now. I didn't go through all of the things that I went through. I didn't visit all the avenues that I visited to turn back now. All right. Yes, sir. Pastor, is it possible that 6 years into the new year that I start out struggling? Yes, it is possible. But even in the midst of your struggle, 6 days in to the new year, you got to find strength. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor there's strength in every situation. And I don't know who I'm talking to in this house on this morning that's struggling with this thing called strength. But the Bible teaches us that my grace is sufficient for thee in your time of weakness. Yea, are we strong? But God, I'm still struggling with who can I turn to? And I want to rebuke the devil right now and deposit in somebody's spirit that I don't know about you, but every time that I turn around, God is making a way. It may not look like you think it should look 6 days in. It may not be what you think it should be 6 days in. But every time I turn around, yes, sir. He's making a way. Look at your neighbor and ask your neighbor, when will he come through? And your neighbor should say every time. Every time that I turn around, he's making a way. But the question remains. The question remains to be seen. Who can I turn to? All right. Lord Jesus, honest enough to this house on this morning to say that it's 6 days into 2019 that I wish I could turn back to Obama. Yes, we can. Lord, I be honest enough to say that 6 days in 2019, I wish I could turn back to Dr. Martin Luther King, who had a dream and who said, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. But the child of God says, even though I can't find Barack, even though I can't find Dr. King, the child of God says, I know somebody who sits high and who looks low, and in the midst of everything that is around you, there is someone to turn to. Nudge your neighbor and tell your neighbor, turn to God. Every now and then we got to dig deep down in the crevices of our body to search and seek and find the God that is within you. Pastor, how do you know that I got some God in me? The scripture says, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Oftentimes when our family members have turned their back on us, when our co-workers don't want to speak to us, when people we thought were friends no longer want to deal with us, we find ourselves asking the question, who can I turn to? But guess what? Somebody can be excited enough to say, you know what, Pastor, when it seems as though I don't have a family, when it seems as though I don't have friends, there is a God who says he can be my father, he can be my friend, he is a way maker. I know somebody that I can turn to. We got to learn how to turn to God, y'all. Oftentimes I find myself asking the question, why do people look so down when we serve a God that's so up? Why are people crying so much when we serve a God who says that you don't have to cry anymore? Yes. Why are people complaining about one thing when he told you that you can do all things? Why are we struggling trying to figure out who we can turn to? In the text, we find Paul, of all people, trying to testify to the fact that when all is said and done, you can turn to the Lord. How many people here are honest enough to say that you understand that serving the Lord will pay off after a while? Have you tried it for yourself? Have you fell down on your knees, looked up toward heaven, and cried out, Father, I stretch my hand to thee, no other help I know? When it seems to know your back is against the wall, you got to learn how to call on the Lord. What I love about the text, JK, is that we find a man by the name of Paul. Paul wasn't super saved. Paul had to get saved. In other words, he hadn't always been the Paul that he is now. Amen. And in the text, we find Paul trying to convince some people that when it's all said and done, that you can turn to the Lord. Somebody says, Pastor, how do you know if I can turn to the Lord? You don't know my situation. No, I don't know your situation. But I've been where you've been at. And I found my way out. And the only way that I could find my way out was simply by turning to the Lord. And in this topic, on this morning, we're going to pull out 3 W's and then we'll get out of here. First off, and who can I turn to? We have the what. Oftentimes, when you begin to ask yourself a question concerning your life, you always begin the battle with the word what. What and if sometimes can be your 2 worst enemies in this thing called life. What happened? What if I'd have done it this way? What if I would have listened to this person? What if I would have waited? Oftentimes we find ourselves asking the question of what? Paul said, who know the situation better than I do? In the text you find him saying, the things that I should do, those are the things that I don't do. And then every time I try to do something good, evil is always present. Paul said, I'm struggling with this thing. This is the same Paul that talked about that he had a thorn in his flesh. This is the same Paul that came to the people, sharing with the people of God. I come to you, not in respect of I don't want anything. Yes, sir. The same Paul said, I got to learn how to be content in whatsoever state that I'm in. That's right. But the question remains to be seen. Why are you trying to figure out who can you turn to? The first thing to unfold is the what. When you begin to turn to God, it begins to bring out The word what? In life, what happened? As I said earlier, what if? Listen, if you're going to get where God is trying to take you, you can't get caught up in the what. All right. Because all the what will do is cause you to travel back down the road that you said that God has delivered you of. All right. Oftentimes, because things ain't going your way, you find yourself asking the question of what's really going on. All right. Paul was in the midst of a struggle. Mm-hmm. You say, Pastor, how do you know Paul was in the midst of the struggle? Because in the scripture text, Paul began to talk about all the things that he had going on in life. He began to not so much as question God, but he began to petition God and to say to God, well, if I would have done this or if I would have done that. I know that I'm a man of many mistakes. I know that I am an ex-something. But God, there is something on the inside of me that I'm struggling with. I come to serve notice of somebody in this house on this morning. There are some struggles that we have on the inside that no rehabilitation can help us with. The only person that can help us with the struggles that we are struggling with on the inside is God. And I recommend in this year of 2019, whatever struggles it is, whatever strongholds it is that you are dealing with, I recommend that you sign up for Jesus. Because he can take away whatever struggles it is. I know you want to go see Miss Cleo. I know you want to go to rehab. It don't matter how many rehabs you go to until your mind is made up. All right. Talk to me, somebody. Until your mind is made up, it's called a waste of money. But I'm going to tell you one rehab that took care of my situation. When I didn't know if I was coming or going, I went to the rehab of Jesus the Christ. And I had a talk with Jesus and I shared with him. I never forget down in the criminal justice center in a holding cell. And I shared with him, God, if and when you get me out of this situation, I'll say yes to your will and yes to your way. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I ain't looked back since. Man, rehab couldn't help me. I had to go to God. We need to be honest. That's what's wrong with the church of the day. Don't nobody want to be honest and share with somebody sitting in a pew. I've been where you've been at, but I found my way out. Yes, sir. Only rehab I need is Jesus. Yeah, and every now and then when I slip up or I fall off the wagon, I don't call nobody. I look up towards heaven and I say, Lord, help me. Wish I could keep it real. Wish I could keep it real. I know that Jesus can fix it. You looking at an ex-son. Truth be told, all of us ought to be on our feet right now, praising God for us being an ex-something. God has delivered us, God has healed us, and God has set us free. It's time out when you not want people to know what you've been through. I don't know about you, but if it had not been for the Lord on my side, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm an ex. All of us in here, I don't care what church, every church house of America is dealing with ex something. We used to be a victim, and now because God has given us his grace and mercy, we're no longer the victim. We are a victor, and God has given us the victory. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm getting over this. Yeah. Stuff that used to control me, stuff that used to hold me down. Paul said here in the text. That's the word. He said, Pastor, let me just sit down. Can you just sit down and talk with me? Can you come out of the pulpit, just sit down and talk with me? He said, Pastor, I'm struggling. He said, I'm struggling with this thing on the inside of me. The more that I say no, the more that the inside tells me yes. He said, I'm struggling with trying to do right, even in the midst of wrong. Find myself asking the question, who can I turn to? Teaching Sunday school on this morning, I was sharing with the people. I said, it's a doggone shame that the church is supposed to be a place where you can get some help. But oftentimes in life, you can catch more help on the streets than you can in the church. Something wrong with that picture. And the church said, no matter what you done went through, you can always go back to Pookie and Ray Ray now. They'll do a Felicia. They'll do whatever it takes to get you what you need. But when you come to the church, Paul says, man, I'm struggling. Can I just be real with you, God? Man, I'm struggling with this thing. He said, I want to come to church. I want to do right. I want to read my word. All of these things, don't fall out. Stay with me.
That's the word.
He said, I want to do all these things.
Yes, sir.
There's something on the inside that I'm struggling with.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know who I'm talking to in this house on this morning. But it's not about everybody else knowing your struggle. But you got to dig deep and find out what your struggle is.
Amen.
And you got to give it to God.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm a living example. Won't he do it? Do I have to want me to do it for you? It'll be a living example. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. If you give it to God and leave it alone, quit telling everybody else, God will do it. Amen. Won't he fix it? Paul said, man, I ain't always been able to pray. I ain't always been able to read the Bible. I ain't always been able to quote scripture. I'm messed up.
That's right.
But you know the difference between Paul and us?
All right.
Paul found out that he was messed up. And he wanted to do something about it.
Amen.
So he went to talk to God.
Yes, sir.
And oftentimes when trying to figure out who you can turn to, you find yourself searching, seeking out for something or somebody that can help you.
Yes, sir.
Digging deep down on the inside of you.
Right.
Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I got some inward struggles. I got it. But you know what? Struggles was designed to keep us struggling.
Amen. Amen.
But this is your year to get out of that struggle.
All right. All right.
This is your year to tell the devil that he is a liar.
All right. All right.
I'm no longer going to struggle with myself. I'm going to get over myself. I'm going to get with God so that I can be able to do the things that God has called me to do. Look at your neighbor, tell your neighbor, just turn to him. Just turn to him.
Turn to him.
Okay, Paul says in verse 21,
All right.
God loves us all.
Yes, he does.
But sometimes God can't use us because we won't get over ourselves.
All right.
How many times have you told something or somebody that they're just full of themselves? When the question was asked, what's wrong with him?
Well,
What's wrong with her? Oh, ain't nothing wrong with him or her. They just full of themselves.
yes, sir. Here you go.
But there are some things that are holding us back. And it's called struggles and strongholds.
Yes, sir.
Oftentimes it's easy. It's easy to find out what everybody else got going on. And one of the big struggles that you can have in life is that when you can run everybody else's household, but you can't run your own. It says, you got to answer for everybody else. What they need to be doing. You need to tell Pastor what he needs to be doing, but you can't run your own.
That's right. That's right.
The songwriter said sometimes we have to sweep around our own
All right.
front door
All right.
before we try to sweep around mine. Yeah. Take 6 months to mind your own business. And the other 6 months to leave other folk alone. Clean it up. Paul says, he said, I'm struggling with this thing on the inside. And he went to God.
Yes, sir.
Here it is right here. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. It says, now therefore, if any man, thank you God, be in Christ, he is a new creature, a new creation. Old things are passed away, and all things have become new.
That's the word.
I shared with the saints in this house, Sunday school on this morning.
All right.
Don't allow 2019 to be a year where you just want to live your best life.
Yes, sir. Big one.
Let 2019 be a year that you want to become better. I don't just live my best life.
Yes, sir.
Let it be a year that you just want to become better. That's what my challenge is as pastor. I want to become a better pastor.
Amen.
Your challenge as a Christian, you all want to become a better Christian.
Amen.
Share with the deacons. They all want to become better deacons.
Amen.
Don't just live your life.
That's right. That's right.
Let 2019 be a year of better. Every everything that you do is going to have battle behind it.
Amen.
You're going to talk better. You're going to walk better. You're going to live better. Let it be a year of battle.
Yeah.
Not a year of bitterness,
I hear you.
but a year of battle.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Change my mindset to become kingdom-minded.
That's right.
Do something that you didn't do last year. Invite somebody to church. Bring somebody to church. Tell somebody about the goodness of the Lord. Go out and witness and tell somebody that you've been where they've been at. But what saved you?
That's it.
That's what better is all about.
That's it.
Becoming a better you.
Man, I hear you.
So if I can say that my challenge is to become a better person, I ain't lost nothing.
That's right. That's right.
But to become better.
Amen.
What you do. Paul realized that he had some inward struggles. He wasn't trying to hide behind nobody.
That's right. That's it.
When he went to go turn to God, he brought out the what? Secondly, first off, when he brought out the what that allowed him to know and understand what was really going on. Secondly, we have the why. Before I knew God like I know him now, I used to always question God. Anybody ever been down that road?
All right. All right. I hear you. I hear you.
I used to always question God. Why me, God? That's what I used to say. Why couldn't it have been my neighbors?
Have mercy.
Why couldn't it have been somebody else's family?
Have mercy.
Why me, God?
Have mercy, Lord.
And every time that I used to question God was Cyrus, asking God, want somebody to feel sorry for me, asking God, why me? God will respond, why not? What makes you so better than anybody else that you don't have to go through?
Have mercy, Lord.
Right now in this life, somebody is going through and somebody is coming out.
That's right.
It's just life. I wish I had a better recipe for it, but I don't. It's a part of life. Sometimes you got to go through in order that you might be able to get to. So every time that you're going through, just look up towards heaven and tell the Lord, thank you, because I know you allow me to go through so that I can get to. Then we have the naysayers that are trying to prophetically lie to us and tell us the reason why. You ever experienced that? This is why you're going through. You need to quit doing this. You need, man, I don't want to hear that. Give me some hope. Give me something that'll heal me. Listen, don't nobody know you better than you. I share with individuals all the time. You can't tell nobody about what I used to do. And the church said, don't nobody know you better than who? You. And oftentimes when we share with people why this happened, it's the wrong thing to tell them. When you're seeking and you're searching out, trying to figure out what's going on in your life and why it happened, don't go to people, go to God. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I recommend Jesus. I recommend Jesus. I don't know why you're going through what you're going through, and I'm not God.
That's right.
But I recommend Jesus.
Amen.
So when you begin to turn to him, it brings out the why, what the situation is. Every time you turn to somebody, it brings out the why.
Amen.
Why you need this. Why you do that. Why.
I hear you.
And I understand there's a reason. There's a reason behind the why.
All right.
But to the child of God, here it is. The why unfolds his purpose.
Yes, sir.
So when you ask yourself the question of why, now that I understand what the Bible has taught me, it's a purpose behind every why.
Yes, sir.
And I don't question God anymore. Two things I don't do. I don't question God. And when someone comes to me talking about what the Lord done said, I respect it. And leave it at that.
Amen.
But God has a purpose of allowing us to go through the why.
Amen.
Truth be told, all of us got some things.
Amen.
Don't we? Let's go to Romans 8:28.
All right.
All of us got. You got things. I got things. We all got things. Amen. Romans 8:28, the same Paul. He said what? And we know that all things. Let me stop right there. Let me teach you a little bit on this. First of all, and is a conjunction that gets ready to connect some things together. And we know signifies that God in heaven is aware of everything that you are going through. Look at your neighbor and just shout. He knows. He knows. God is aware of everything that we're going through. So what is God doing right now? God is sitting in heaven. He's taking my things, your things, all of my things in this church. And man, he working them things. He working them things together for the good.
Yes, sir.
So even though you got some things going on, you got to learn how to shout. It's still all good. It's still all good, no matter what I'm going through. It's just one of those things, and it's still all good.
Amen.
They said, what's holding him or her up? She broke, he broke, they lost his unlocked. Listen, we know and understand as a people of color what it is to be without.
Amen. Amen.
We ain't jumping off no bridges.
That's right. That's right.
We're not doing them things because we believe and we trust in God and we've been there before.
Amen.
As I'm saying to you all, don't you let nobody tell you Pastor Martell killed himself. It was a homicide during the investigation. She killed me. Or he killed me. I love me too much. Listen what I'm saying. I love me too much. Amen, somebody. The greatest two commandments was what? That we love the Lord our God with all our heart, and we love our neighbor as ourselves. I'm centered around love. I love me too much to do it.
Amen. Amen. Yes, sir. I hear you.
So, he says, we all got some things. But the good news in this house on this morning, when you begin to lean and turn to God, is to know that God's going to take all of our things and work them together for our good. That's why I can still praise God and be honest enough to say that the only thing I came to church with was my tithe money. Wasn't worried about what was going to happen afterwards, because I know God.
That's it. That's it.
God will make a way.
Yes, he will.
But it's all about where your mindset is.
That's right.
So what do you say? Why not?
Right.
Go on through your thing. God has got your things and he's working it out for your good.
Amen.
Look at your neighbor and share with your neighbor. You thought you had some things. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and they unloaded all their problems on you?
All right. All right.
And after hearing all of their problems, you just say, forget it. You ever been down that road, maybe a girlfriend or a family member, you was going to tell them your problems. But after they unloaded all their stuff, you like, man, forget it. You ever been down that road? Have you ever had to tell somebody that's always putting their problems on you, give me a chance to talk? God.
Yes, he will.
God is taking these things right now. And whatever things that you had in 2018, I pray and hope that you didn't bring them with you in 2019. You got to let these things go. You got to put it in your past. This is a new year. This is a new you. You are becoming better. So after what? After why? This is what I rejoiced in. Isaiah 40 and 31 unveils the wind. Oftentimes we battle in life because we lack patience. Sometimes we just don't want to hear that patience is a virtue, do we? Sometimes we just don't want to hear that I got to go through the process in order to progress, do we? Well, guess what? On this Sunday morning, January the 6th of 2019, I'm depositing in your spirit that whatever it is that God has for you, you're going to have to wait patiently. Part of it is the will to wait. And then you're doing everything that you can do to get it right now. But God says it'll be better if you learn how to wait. So the scripture says, let 2019 be your year to wait upon whatever it is that the Lord has for you. Look at your neighbor and ask your neighbor, are you willing to wait? Are you willing to wait? Some of us, we've been going through for a long time. But we're going to continue to wait and trust in God. Listen, y'all, we're getting too old to worry. Worry causes heart attacks. Worry is causing migraine headaches. Worry is causing high blood pressure. Worry is causing those folks to be stressed out. The devil is a liar. Get rid of your worrying and try waiting on the Lord. After finding out what's going on, why it happened, then you find yourself asking the question, when is it going to get better? Let me deposit this in somebody's spirit on this morning. Don't worry about when it's going to get better. Just know it's getting better. Yeah, receive that in this house on this morning. Look at your neighbor and repeat after me. Say, neighbor, I'm not worried about the better. Just know it's better. And that's crazy right there. I'm not going to worry about when it's going to get better. I have to be faithful enough to know that it will get better. When is it going to get better, Pastor? When is it going to turn around? It's 2019. Is that going to be my year? I don't know. Will it be my year? I don't know. Every year that we have is an opportunity with God. Only God knows. But you do the necessary things that you need to do to make 2019 your year of better. Lord, give me a better attitude. Lord, give me a better way of controlling my mouth. Because right now I got loose lip syndrome. I just fly off at the mouth. Lord, give me a better walk. So that when I walk, people will know that my walk is connected to the kingdom. You can look like $1 million and not have number $10 in your bank account. Won't he do it, church? You can look like $1 million. And they swear you got some money. Done told everybody that you hit God. No, what I did was I went in the closet and I worked some things out. That's what I did. You ain't seen nothing yet. You think this is something? Let me go in the closet and dig deep. Talk to me, church. Be better. Turn to God. Wait on God. Your time is coming. But you have to be patient. Those who have committed to turn to God must appreciate the wait. Look, we'll wait for everything else. We'll stand in line on Black Friday for 6 hours, freezing. Yeah. All of the above. But when we go other places, it takes too long. Man, they in church all day, but you waited 8 hours in the cold. Patience. And some of us, we have no patience. It's what bothers me to hear people talking about they got these kids. Why you have so many kids? And you know you ain't got patience. To raise kids, it's going to take. Why do you think the grandparents get so happy? Because they ain't their kids and they can send them grandchildren back to the sender. My patience has grown thin. Come get your children. You can send them back to the sender. Patience is key and essential to the life of every child of God. Ask yourself this question. Why are you struggling with patience so much? But when you have patience, you understand things like he may not come when you want him to. But he's always on time. When you have patience, you understand after all that you've been through, I still have joy. You begin to understand that waiting is part of the process. Be careful what you pray for, because you might just get it and you can't send it back. It's part of it. Then you go to God and ask God, can you have a do-over? And then God being God, he'll give you a do-over. Telling God to make you over again. That's what David said. Create in me a clean heart and renew the right strength that is within me. When you turn to God, you unfold the what? The why and the when. But if you wait on him, oh, he'll work it out. I know I'm right about it. If you wait on him, he'll work it out. Think about it this way. If it had not been for the Lord on your side, where would you be? How many of you told somebody you used to be a mess? I used to do this and I used to do that. You couldn't handle me back then. If you told somebody that, get on your feet and give God some praise for grace and mercy because of what you used to do, what you used to be. And if it had not been for the Lord on your side, you wouldn't be here on today. And we're not thanking God for what we used to be. We're thanking God for what we are right now. I just share with individuals, I'm just a nobody. Trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. What are you saying, Pastor? I pray and hope that you received out this message on this morning. When you feeling as though you can't turn to nobody, you can turn to God. He'll work it out. He's working your things out right now for your good. All you got to do is just wait on him. And I know sometimes that waiting can be trying. I know sometimes that waiting can get on your nerves. I know all of these things. Waiting can be trying. Sometimes waiting can get on your nerves. But if you know God, like I know God, you'll understand and realize that it was worth the wait. You don't want what somebody else has, but you want what God has for you. But in that, you got to be willing. You got to be willing to wait. What are you saying, Pastor? Your blessing is right there. But God is testing you to see what level of patience that you have in life. Everybody standing at this time.